Everyone knows grass clippings make great mulch. But what if I told you that when brewed the right way, they can outgrow store-bought fertilizers by a mile? Yes, plain grass, something we throw away or bag up after mowing, holds more power than most synthetic NPK blends. And the best part? You only need 2 ingredients to unlock that power. Across Asia and Africa, small-scale farmers have been using this technique quietly for decades. It's cheap, it's natural, and it produces visible results within days: richer soil, faster growth, and a vibrant green color that's impossible to fake. Today I'll show you how to make this simple grass brew, explain why it works, and how to use it safely for both potted plants and garden beds. Once you try it, you'll never look at your mower waste the same way again. Grass is packed with nitrogen, chlorophyll, amino acids, and trace minerals, the very things that drive plant growth. The problem is that in its raw form, much of that nutrition is locked inside cellulose. If you let grass clippings sit in a pile, they'll eventually compost, but the process is slow and, honestly, pretty uneven. What this 2-ingredient brew does is extract and ferment those nutrients into a liquid form that plants can absorb instantly. It's essentially compost tea, turbocharged. When done correctly, this grass brew releases soluble nitrogen, potassium, and beneficial microbes that feed your soil life while feeding your plants. It's nature's own biostimulant, and unlike synthetic fertilizers, it builds soil over time rather than depleting it. All you need are, first, fresh green grass clippings. The greener the better. These provide the raw nutrients and sugars. Right, so molasses or brown sugar. This actually fuels the microbial fermentation process, feeding the bacteria that break down the grass really quickly. That's it. No special powders, no lab-made additives, honestly. Just 2 humble ingredients that turn ordinary cuttings into a living, nutrient-rich tonic. Pretty amazing, isn't it? All right, let's get started with step 1. First, grab a bucket, drum, or really any non-metal container you have handy. Fill it about halfway with freshly cut grass clippings. Oh, and make sure you steer clear of any grass that's been treated with herbicides or chemicals, yeah? Now, on to step 2. Go ahead and top up your container with non-chlorinated water. Rainwater is perfect, or just use water that's been left out for about 24 hours to let the chlorine evaporate. Remember to leave a few inches at the top for airspace, just to give everything a bit of room. Step 3 is where things get interesting. For every 5 gallons or roughly 20 liters of water, add 2 tablespoons of molasses or brown sugar. This will really help kickstart the microbial activity. Give it a good stir until everything's nicely dissolved. Step 4. Let it ferment. Cover loosely with a lid or cloth to keep bugs out, but, allow gases to escape. Let the brew sit for 5 to 7 days in a warm, shaded area. Just remember to stir once daily to introduce oxygen. Step 5. Strain and dilute. After fermentation, the liquid should be dark, earthy, and slightly sweet-smelling. That's your finished fertilizer. Strain out solids and dilute the liquid at 1 part brew to 10 parts water before applying. For soil drenching, water the base of your plants once every 2 weeks. For foliar feeding, use a fine sprayer and mist leaves early in the morning or late afternoon. For compost acceleration, pour a cup of undiluted brew onto your compost pile to stimulate decomposition. The effects can be, well, pretty dramatic. Greener leaves, faster regrowth after pruning, and honestly, visibly healthier soil. The living microbes in the brew also boost root resilience against drought and disease. Commercial fertilizers deliver nutrients, but they don't deliver life. Over time, they acidify soil, burn microbial populations, and leave you dependent on constant reapplication. This two-ingredient grass brew does the opposite. It feeds the entire soil ecosystem. The sugars, enzymes, and organic nitrogen work together to activate dormant microbes, creating natural cycles of fertility that last for months. Farmers who've switched to this method report longer-lasting soil moisture, reduced pest problems, and higher yields, all without spending a cent on chemicals. We're so used to thinking of fertilizer as something we buy, when in reality, the best fertilizer has always been something we can brew. This grass and molasses tonic is simple, sustainable, and honestly, shockingly effective. It revives soil structure, strengthens roots, and grows plants that don't just survive, they thrive. If this helped you rethink what fertilizer really means, hit subscribe to Gentle Herb Living for more regenerative gardening methods that actually work. And share this with a gardener friend. They'll thank you the next time they mow the lawn.